your fibs makes more sense.
In progress.
So your Fibonacci is just a tool for you to get an entry and exits and also a discounted price. For anyone taking notes, your fibs is for entries, exits, and also discounted price. All right. So you're gonna draw, if you're trying to buy it, you're gonna drag your fibs from low to high. So I'm gonna come to my trading view. I'm gonna find the X marks the spot. Okay, so we're looking at this area here, this low here, and I'm gonna drag it to my high to A. So A is up here. All right. So I'm gonna go like this from X to A. All right. A is up here. I'm gonna drag it, but I'm just gonna pull it along so I can see where we're currently at. All right. Now, when it comes to discount, no matter how rich you are, everybody loves getting a bargain. Okay. You can draw a box from your 88 and your 78 zone area. All right. So if you go off confirmations, you've got your trends. So you're looking for buyers. So the fact that it's a buy, right? That's a one confirmation. Second confirmation, this is not in order, all right? We have our fibs drawn out, okay? Our third, you can look for trend lines, right? Okay, look for trend lines. A trend line is just it's an area where price has come numerous amount of times, right? Now, you may have to go on a higher time frame. This is where it's a bit more technical, but you guys will get it. I'm nothing special, okay? This is where maybe I can see a trend line straight away. My eyes have been programmed so much. I put so many hours in, I can see it before anyone else. So already I've got one touch. I've got my second touch. I'm waiting for my third touch within this area. Okay. So this is a support trend line. You're going to get a few types of trend lines. Okay. And if it's not making sense, guys, bear with me. It will. All right. Support, resistance, and liquidity. And liquidity, which just means money. Okay. Because I'm going to ask you guys this question, and Azim or T don't answer, right? If you have a great day in trading, right? If you have a great day in trading, what does that mean for someone else? Let me see what you lot say. If I have a 15 grand day, what does that mean for someone else? Can anyone tell me? I've just made 15 grand. Thank you. Someone just lost it. Someone just lost it. All right. This game is a dog eat dog world, unfortunately. Welcome to we're in a $7 trillion market. We're not meant to be here. That's why you got to be grateful with your profits and go about your business because you got your little £500 account and we're in a $7 trillion market. All right. So I forgot my point. Well, money, right? So when someone makes money, someone loses money. How the charts work is they try and find where people's stop losses are because that's where people's money is. And where someone's stop losses is someone's take profit. So anytime we hit TP in the chat, TP, someone's at home vexed. Someone is not happy. All right. So have that in the back of your mind. But how the charts do find money is in within wicks. Okay. So when wicks, anytime you see a wick, that means money. Okay. There's money all on the chart. We just have to find out where it is and go along with the banks instead of against the banks. Okay. I've also been told when you buy, someone will have to sell and vice versa. Yeah. So the banks obviously do that a lot where if they push price, so this example here, this bullish candle, there's loads of buy-in orders. The banks pushed, I don't know, trillions of dollars, billions of dollars when it comes to buy-in orders. They need to push sellers back into the orders to make it equal. All right. So it's always a bear and pull. Whenever you see consolidation, it's just bulls and bears fighting at each other. Okay, but back to trend line. So this here, we have a supportive trend line. Support is your floorboard. That's how I remember it. Support, resistance is the ceiling, support is the floorboard. Okay, we have to try and trap price and see which way it will go. Okay, now after three touches, pretty much after three touches on the trend line, it now becomes a liquidity trend line. Right, so three or more touches on a trend line, it becomes a liquidity trend line, which means the trend line will get swept from where it initially started. All right, let me try and show you guys a quick example. Okay, so on GJ from last night, right? This trend line, right? It got broken and no coincidence, price came to where it first started. So the trend line started here and was down. This is now a resistance trend line. Okay. So we've had one touch, we've had one touch, we've had two touches, we had three touches. Our fourth touch broke it. It said, I don't respect it anymore. Came to the other side. Obviously, this is just manipulation, this wick here. This was last night's manipulation, right? And then actually went higher to where it initially started. So this once was a resistance trend line. It now became a liquidity trend line, which means we're going to eat up the trend line. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay. So if we go back to USD Mexican, is that not the one I had? There we go. Okay. So back to confirmations. All right. We got our trend line now. So next, you have time and price. If you guys can see the cursor at the bottom, we have the 6th of July and it shows you the time. Price repeats itself, number one. History repeats itself, but it happens with time. Now, I used to have, I don't know where it's gone. I used to have an indicator where it shows sessions. It shows the sessions of when you can actually be in a trade. I don't know where it's gone. Sessions, is this it? Ah, there we go. Okay, cool. So these are different sessions, right? So if I go to an hourly chart, especially with gold, right? If I go to gold, you will realize that the move, so it will show you what time. So London, so New York, sorry, we got Asian from midnight until, let's just say, before London. We then have London from 8 until 12. You then have a from New York from 12 until 5, and then you go into Sydney, etc., etc. With gold, you always see a move within New York at around 1:30, 2 o'clock, 2:30, right? Within the New York session is when most people are trading, right? Most people are on the charts. You're not meant to be on the charts all day long. You will lose money on the charts all day long. Okay. So back to my point, you want to make sure that you're trading at the right time and the right price. Okay. Price isn't too important, but I'm just going to put it time and price. Okay. And price. So if price comes to my area during a session and I've got my confirmations, pull the trigger. There's nothing to think about. All right. Number five, you can add in, right? Imbalance. And at an imbalance, you find an order block. Okay. So order block. And I'm going to show you what they mean. All right. Time flies. Wow. Cool. So imbalance and order block. Okay. So whenever price pushes up fast or aggressively, as you guys may have seen, let me try and find an example. All right. So if I cut it from here, and I go to the 30-minute time frame or the 15, okay, let's go to the 30, right? Price moved. If you look, watch this candle, sellers came into this market so quickly. It pushed down so quickly, right, that it leaves behind a gap. Can you guys see a gap? Right? If you look down, all of these gaps have been filled by wicks. There's no gaps, there's no gaps, there's no gaps. Okay, we have a gap. What that means is that price is going to be attracted to this area. Buyers are going to have to come in to make it balanced. Right now, it's imbalanced. There's too many sell orders. Okay. There's too many sell orders in this candle. There's too many sell orders because the banks have numbers where they put in orders. So they may have put in, I don't know, 500 billion sells, right? Sell orders here. To balance it, they now need to put in 600 billion buys to make it now come back, and then they can go the way that it wants it to go. So what you'll see is price will eventually come back to the area and it will fill it exactly where there was a gap. Okay. Boom. That's not a coincidence. Okay. Now this candle has been rebalanced. It can now go down and do what it needs to do. Right. It can now do what it needs to do. So see you later. Boom. Right. So this is something that, again, you're not going to see it straight away. You're going to listen to this and you're going to go into your charts by yourself and you're not going to see nothing. That is why the scanner is 10 out of 10 for someone brand new, because if you have this alongside the scanner, it is a long day. It's a long day. All right. The only other confirmation I might add, I'd say pretty much that's it, guys. I'd say confirmations. Yeah, trend, fibs, trends, time and price, imbalance. Yeah, that's pretty much all I look for, right? So, for example, with this trade, okay, on the scanner has called it at an entry of 18.296. So you're going to go and get your buy and you're going to click it and you're going to put in the same coordinates. All right. So entry 18.296, right? 18.296. Stop loss is 18.167. Stop loss 18 point, what did I say? Yeah, I've never done this actually. Oh no, try my luck. 18.167. Take profit two is 18.728. 28. All right. So again, you guys can see here, this tool gives you the same risk to reward. It says 3.35. The scanner says 3.34. You're talking margin, right? So it lines up with my 88. If it comes to my area during a session of whatever currency you're trading, if it touches my trend line, if we are in a buy trend, take the trade, but manage your risk. That's all you have to do. It's really simple. What makes it hard is us. We overcomplicate it. What I've just gone through, I've just taught you guys what took me flipping 4 years to work out in literally less than an hour because of the scanner, right? So the scanner plus alongside this, you guys should be making money, significant money, away from Plutos, away from building a business, away from crypto. This should be something you guys should have wrapped up within 3 months if you're serious about this. All right. Okay. So alongside this, you can maybe look for rules. So when it comes to rules before taking a trade, so now you've got that, you've got your confirmations. The more confirmations, the more you can maybe risk. So if you have all the confirmations, you know what? I'm going to risk 5% on this trade because I'm going to make 15% and I'm done for the week. Right. So for this, you can now come on, I don't know, rules and say, is there news? Right. Okay. Have I managed my risk? Okay. Um, how do I feel? This is when you get into, if you're angry, if you've had an argument with the missus, if you had a bad day at work, the last thing you want to do is trade. The last thing you want to do is trade. Okay. So what is the risk? What is my risk to reward? How do I feel? Am I angry? Am I okay? Am I tired? The amount of times, guys, I've fallen asleep in a trade, I wake up, I don't not many times it's been good. Yeah, we'll put this on YouTube, right? Am I tired? If you're tired and you're trying to trade, I've fallen asleep on my laptop, and yeah, yeah, we don't do that no more, right? So how do you feel? Are you able to take this trade? Are you busy? Are you rushing? If you're not calm, and that's why I put on that music, those that jump on the New York session, because you just get calm, not too calm where you fall asleep, but you're calm. You're not frustrated, you're not angry, you're not flustered. All of these things above, right? So why it's a long-term thing because it's a very personal journey. What I've just said, you may not be able to relate to, you may have nothing similar, right? Um, but that is pretty much what you do, guys. So has anyone got any questions when it comes to using a scanner? From this call, you should have been able to now, if you're taking notes, you should have a trading plan where you know what you're going to be aiming for every single day. You know that you're going to take a Pluto's trade every single time. You're going to try and you can have what I would suggest as well, if you have capital around you, if you don't, build a business, right? But have one account for Plutos, have one account for the scanner, and have one account for your trades, right? Have one account for you, have one account for Plutos, have one account for the scanner. All right. Because then risk to reward and risk management, you can kind of keep it organized. This is a business. This is a business. It's literally a business. If you treat it like a business, it will pay you like a business. Treat it like a hobby, you'll get paid just about like a hobby. All right, guys. Does anyone have any questions? Any questions about the scanner? Any problems they've been facing when it comes to trading? I've literally just run down the scanner in less than an hour, but again, you have to get familiar. You're gonna have to do a lot of chart work, which is your eye programming, and then you're gonna have to do a lot of personal development. Okay, I'm gonna do a call on Monday, Monday mindset. I need all 36 of you on Monday's mindset because I'm gonna go through a transparent call. Okay, what do you mean by different accounts? So you should have opened up an account on Vantage, and if you go to the Safari on Vantage, you can open up one account. You can then open up multiple accounts as well, live accounts. So you'll have different um credentials for different accounts. So one account, I'm only going to take 0.0. I'm going to put in £250 in this account, and every single trade that comes through on Pluto's, I'm going to use 0.01. By the end of that month, you should have grown that account, right? I'm going to have another account where I'm going to take only trades on the scanner, where I'm using the compound daily, where I'm risking 1%, and I'm going to make 3% per trade or per day. I'm then going to have my own account where I'm now strategizing, or I'm using my own trades, or I hope this, or everyone says I thought it was going to go up and I hope it was going to go up, where you do your silly stuff. But ideally, do that on your demo. But again, do it on your live because it's a whole new experience. It's the real experience. Okay, guys? Any questions? Any questions? Is I think I no, I don't think he's on the call. Can you share your trading plan? I pretty much just did. That's pretty much what I did. It's just the figures are different, bro. Um, yeah, that's pretty much what I did. It's just so obviously because I have different accounts, I'll have a personal account and I have my funded account. So my funded account, I might risk 0.5, hit a 1 to 5, and I make 2.5%. On my real account, you might see me risk a 10% one day because it's my account and I'm confident. Does that make sense? But I know that out of the 5 trades I take, if I risk 10%, 10%, 10%, I'm down 30%, but I'll hit a 1 to 5 and make 60%. So I got different accounts. I got one account where I might compound. I got one account where I might just I got a flip account. I'll be honest. And I got one account where it's a funded account. All right. So you got to kind of have a diary. If you haven't got a notepad and pen, treat it like a business. Treat it like a business. Okay, this account I'm doing this account I'm doing this account I'm doing this, and you'll kind of get to grips with it. All right, guys. So if there's no questions, I appreciate everyone jumping on. Let me just stop recording. Two phones make it easier. Yeah, that's I've only got two phones 2 months ago. So you don't need to. What I would say is if you don't have a laptop, you're playing yourself. If you're here and you just want to use Plutos and you want to make a bit of change, fine. You're not going to make 6 figures. You're not going to become a trader through your phone. Invest into a laptop. I remember when I first started, I went to Curry's. You can do like a finance thing or paying like £15 a month. Get a laptop. If you haven't got a laptop, you're not taking it as seriously. But not that you have to. But those that say you want to trade, go and buy a laptop. It's an investment. You have a PS5, go and buy a laptop. All right, guys. Cool, man. Let's wrap it up there. Appreciate everyone jumping on. Please make sure we are on Monday's set at 8 p.m. We are traveling Monday, but I'll do it from the airport. Why not? Why not? All right, guys. Have a great evening. Trade safe, and I'll see you guys throughout the week.